To the Blue Collar Jobs Act, legislation pending here in this chamber to generate construction projects in the state of Illinois and create good-paying jobs for middle-income families in our state. Helping the middle class is a pretty common talking point for elected officials across the whole country. While there are a lot of proposals that claim to do that, nothing helps the middle class more than creating good-paying jobs. That's precisely what the Blue Collar Jobs Act does. It sends a message that Illinois is open for business by putting our highly skilled construction workers to work. It's a win for the state of Illinois. It's a win for Illinois businesses. It's a win for construction workers in our state, and it's also a win for the permanent workers that are hired after a new or expanded facility is completed. The Blue Collar Jobs Act is supported by both labor and business groups and offers tax incentives to companies making significant capital improvements in Illinois based on the withholding tax paid to those construction workers. I helped put in place our state's current EDGE program, which is an economic development tool that incentivizes long-term job creation. The Blue Collar Jobs Act helps by prioritizing our state's highly skilled construction and trades workers and incentivizing the projects to put them to work. The program would work under the same structure as the recently upgraded EDGE program. The Blue Collar Jobs tax credit value is 50% of Illinois income tax withheld of construction workers during the project. That tax credit value rises to 75% of the Illinois income tax withheld of those same construction workers if the project is located in an underserved area that meets certain poverty, unemployment, and federal assistance rates. The Blue Collar Jobs tax credit is issued to the organization that builds, renovates, or expands the building, just as the EDGE tax credit goes to the company hiring the workers. The tax credit is meant to incentivize the company to construct new buildings or improve existing buildings, which can't be built without the use of Illinois labor. The Blue Collar Jobs Act is incorporated into 4 existing programs. The EDGE program, as discussed earlier, the River Edge Historic Preservation Tax Credit Program, High Impact Business, and Enterprise Zones. I cannot emphasize enough one critical point. The tax credits only become available after the work has already been fully completed. In other words, the company can't earn the tax credit until the construction worker has been paid first. There's no risk to the state for a company not meeting its requirement, as the state has already captured the withholding tax prior to the tax credit being issued. To summarize, the benefits of the Blue Collar Jobs Act are plentiful and a win-win for everyone. Putting our highly skilled construction workers to work is top priority. Increasing the commercial real estate tax base, which helps to lower residential property tax burdens in areas where construction occurs, another benefit. It's important that we show that business and labor in Illinois can work together to improve our economy, and at the end of the day, generating much-needed economic growth in every corner of Illinois, from Chicago to the suburbs to downstate, is what we're about. It's important to realize that Illinois has one distinct advantage, which doesn't get enough attention in this chamber, and that is our workforce. We have an advantage over almost every state when it comes to how well prepared and how well educated our people are. I believe it is what primarily has Illinois still in the running for amazing projects like Amazon's HQ2. We want to make Illinois as competitive as we can, and the Blue Collar Jobs Act would be a step in the right direction to do that. At home in the district that I represent, the 50th district, we urgently need economic development and more jobs. With changes at Caterpillar, Butterball, and Dial, we need to have every tool available to put people to work. The Budded Company, who recently purchased the Butterball facility in Montgomery, which brought 250 much-needed jobs, applied for an EDGE agreement for their long-term staffing commitment. For companies who are considering purchasing either the Caterpillar or Dial plants, which are just a short distance away in Montgomery, there will almost certainly be significant capital investment needs to prepare those facilities for what they do. The Blue Collar Jobs Act would be a difference maker to companies looking to create or expand their manufacturing presence here in Illinois in plants just like these. Despite the partisan gridlock that has too often existed in this chamber over the past 3 years, I know we have the capacity to come together and enact policies that improve the lives of every family in Illinois, from your districts and mine. The Blue Collar Jobs Act is such a policy, a partnership of business and labor, an initiative to bring Democrats and Republicans together, and most importantly, a job creator for middle-class Illinois families. So I filed the Blue Collar Jobs Act, House Bill 5864, on April 19th, and the bill currently has 31 co-sponsors. So I respectfully urge that the Blue Collar Jobs Act be granted a committee hearing and a vote so that we can continue our work on a bipartisan basis to generate growth and opportunity in every corner of our state. Ultimately, the Blue Collar Jobs Act will help us create Illinois jobs for Illinois families. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.